a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
It's the most beautiful time of the year. Lights fill the streets, spreading so much cheer. I should be playing in the winter snow, but I'ma be under the mistletoe. I don't wanna miss out on the holiday, but I can't stop staring at your face. I should be playing in the winter snow, but I'ma be under the mistletoe. With you, shining with you, shining with you. Everyone's gathering around the fire, chestnuts roasting like a hot July. I should be chilling with my folks, I know, but I'ma be under the mistletoe. Word on the streets and it's coming tonight. Rain is flying through the sky so high. I should be making a list, I know, but I'ma be under the mistletoe. I should be playing in the winter snow, but I'ma be under the mistletoe. I don't wanna miss out on the holiday, but I can't stop staring at your face. I should be playing in the winter snow, but I'ma be under the mistletoe. You, shining with you, shining with you, under the mistletoe. That you love
Yes, indeed. Of course, it is, of course, the Boxing Night. I thought I should, of course, listen to some soothing Christmassy or Christmas night music, and to, of course, compensate for all those beautiful genre and, of course, lyrical splendidness and all its resplendent at a time like this. Let's listen a little more. Let's listen a little more before, of course, we continue.
Rise, you're the triumph of the sky. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Christmas greetings from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has extended Christmas greetings to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. In a message posted on Facebook earlier today, he noted that one of the laudable aspects of life in Trinidad and Tobago is the way we, a people of various faiths, join together with the billions of Christians around the world to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. At Christmas time, our religious and secular differences seem to recede and we transcend and interconnect as brothers and sisters of one species, the human race, if even for a moment. The Apostle Paul, writing on spiritual growth, tells of God's glorious and unlimited resources, from which we all could be empowered with an inner strength, but advises that first, we must allow Christ to have a home in our hearts. PM Rowley said while evidence of broken humanity could be seen across the globe, here at home the customary harmony of our twin islands is being disrupted by an upsurge in mindless, violent crime, including all too frequent murders. This, he said, is an indication that citizens aren't observing one of the basic tenets of our national watchwords, that of tolerance, for each other, with all its wider meanings. Thankfully, in all this, we can still display the best in us. We still show our true character, our kindness, friendship, deep love, true faith, what family life means and our own life's purpose. Let us try to build on these values, particularly that of family life, which, I believe, is key to our seemingly intractable social issues. Look at our country differently. If you search, you will find it is a land of opportunity, providing from prenatal care for mothers to preschool to vocational and tertiary education for students, with provisions for the employed, underemployed, and unemployed, and social care for our elderly. Prime Minister Rowley said as citizens, we have a lot to be thankful for and we continue to distribute the benefits of our natural resources prudently, spreading it as widely and evenly as possible. Let us recognize the holy mystery of Christ, while we celebrate with the cherished customs of the season the parang, the candles, lights and trees, the presents, and, hopefully, a renewed focus on our family life. Citizens, great is our country. Let us never forget nor ignore our signposts on this journey, the national watchwords, discipline, production and tolerance. Let the festive lights of Christmas shine brightly on them, so that we may be guided to an even better place this year and all the years ahead. Merry Christmas 2023 to all citizens and their families. Christmas greetings from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley.
For the less fortunate.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has extended Christmas greetings to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. In a message posted on Facebook earlier today, he noted that one of the laudable aspects of life in Trinidad and Tobago is the way we, a people of various faiths, join together with the billions of Christians around the world to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. At Christmas time, our religious and secular differences seem to recede and we transcend and interconnect as brothers and sisters of one species, the human race, if even for a moment.
Said she was heartened by those
the Apostle Paul, writing on spiritual growth, tells of God's glorious and unlimited resources, from which we all could be empowered with an inner strength, but advises that first, we must allow Christ to have a home in our hearts.
A pleasant good night to all and sundry. Get a little technical difficulty, but of course we will resolve that. The person who called, please call back, had a little difficulty with, of course, communicating or contacting or engaging. So please call back. But of course, we will look at the whole question of, and sort of encapsulate or put in synoptic form what we were doing over the past 3 days, and of course, and as I said, as from tomorrow, we will look at the whole question of solutions. So once again, of course, if you called and you did not get through, please call back, so I'll make certain that just to test the system as well. Of course, the number to call, 337-6940, 337-6940, and WhatsApp only. And don't forget, of course, don't bother with green word, blue word, whatever it is. But of course, I hope that you had an incident-free Christmas yesterday. And then, of course, an incident-free one, of course, today as well in terms of Boxing Day. But I think we should go straight, of course, to those lies that we were told very early in the game. Played by, of course, this administration, led by clearly a person who was definitely unfit for office, is still unfit for office, and therefore we must of course recognize that and act accordingly. let's look at it. I've encapsulated, I've summarized it. Let's see how it looks.
Live from the Hyatt Regency Hotel, the People's National Movement to
dreaded property tax. The dreaded property tax. Anybody telling the population that this PNM coming into office will bring back that tax is the highest level of dishonesty. What this UNC government did a few years ago, they returned to land and building taxes in phases. The first phase of bringing the tax back was to treat with commercial properties. The second phase was agricultural properties. And the third phase is the residential. So as I speak to you now, arrangements are already in place put by this UNC administration for land and building taxes to come back into being after September 7th. That was done by Larry Hawaii when he became Minister of Finance. So for anybody telling the population that this PNM coming into office will bring back that tax is the highest level of dishonesty.
TV6. 2 questions. What's the PNM's policy going forward on the fuel subsidy?
The fuel subsidy is not targeted for removal. The fuel subsidy is not targeted for removal because as the oil price drops, the quantum of the subsidy will also fall. If we do invest in a mass transit, the commensurate response over time is to adjust the fuel subsidy, because if the population has adequate mass transportation available, then one could embark upon some meaningful reduction in the fuel subsidy. If the population has adequate mass transportation available, then one could embark upon some meaningful reduction in the fuel subsidy in a step-by-step arrangement. But in the immediate term, it's not on the cards.
The price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again, raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet.
From TV6. What's the PNM's policy going forward on the fuel subsidy?
The fuel subsidy is not targeted for removal. In the immediate term, it's not on the cards. In the immediate term, it's not on the cards. In the immediate term, it's not on the cards. The fuel subsidy is not targeted for removal. The fuel subsidy is not targeted for removal.
I raised the price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again and I raised again by 15%. And I came back again, raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. They haven't rioted yet. They haven't rioted yet.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin. And in case you were just opening your fridge and you didn't hear that when you closed the door, let me repeat it. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
Yes, I thought it was important, of course, to conclude, because, I mean, it is simply ghostly, it is simply evil, it is simply disrespectful. It is simply discombobulating. It is simply, of course, inexplicable that one man and one administration in contemporary Trinidad and Tobago, in modern Trinidad and Tobago, will lie and lie and lie and lie, and that he believed there will be no repercussions, and that he could jut away to some foreign place. Whilst, of course, we suffer and expect, of course, to implement the property tax. Whilst he's telling us that everything is honky-dory, the dragon gas deal is the panacea, but yet still, you are still pursuing a property tax. I would have thought that concomitant to it, of course, that deal, that so-called dragon gas deal, that is the panacea and is the reason for the salvation of Trinidad and Tobago financially and otherwise. And as he said, the quality of life and standard of living would be now maintained. One would have expected that he would have said, well, in those circumstances and having regard to, of course, what has transpired, that he will withdraw a property tax. But no, he wants to abuse our resources. He wants to abuse us. He wants it to be engaged in financial mismanagement, and then we must lord him. Well, I should put it more correctly. He must lord himself in front of us, and we, like lamb to the slaughter, must of course accept that somehow he and Stuart Young did us a favor. No, you did us no favor. Understand that. To the extent that there are benefits to be derived, that is your duty and responsibility. You cannot do that and believe that is your private parlor, Trinidad and Tobago's business, as they have demonstrated, because up to now we don't know the details of the deal. Because there is always some kind of secrecy, some kind of clandestine arrangement, and always pernicious, evil, diabolical, and of course something that is sinister, and that they continue, of course, to believe that somehow we must accept that level of mismanagement, that level of clandestine government, cryptic government, and that everything is hunky-dory. No. And of course, we must understand that next year will not be one that one can consider to be business as normal. No. It cannot be business as usual. Let's hear him again with the lies from the beginning.
Live from the Hyatt Regency Hotel, the People's National Movement to
Dreaded property tax. The dreaded property tax. Anybody telling the population that this PNM coming into office will bring back that tax is the highest level of dishonesty. What this UNC government did a few years ago, they returned to London building taxes in phases. The first phase of bringing the tax back was to treat with commercial properties. The second phase was agricultural properties. And the third phase is the residential. So as I speak to you now, arrangements are already in place put by this UNC administration for London building taxes to come back into being after September 7th. That was done by Larry Hawaii when he became Minister of Finance. So for anybody telling the population that this PNM coming into office will bring back that tax is the highest level of dishonesty.
TV6. 2 questions. What's the PNM's policy going forward on the fuel subsidy?
The fuel subsidy is not targeted for removal. The fuel subsidy is not targeted for removal because as the oil price drops, the quantum of the subsidy will also fall. If we do invest in a mass transit, the commensurate response over time is to adjust the fuel subsidy, because if the population has adequate mass transportation available, then one could embark upon some meaningful reduction in the fuel subsidy. If the population has adequate mass transportation available, then one could embark upon some meaningful reduction in the fuel subsidy in a step-by-step arrangement. In a step-by-step arrangement. But in the immediate term, it's not on the cards. But in the immediate term, it's not on the cards.
The price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again, raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15%.
Yes, indeed. And it is now expected that the country must engage collectively and with a high degree of unanimity, engage in a kind of exorcism or a catharsis, purging these people because they are pain, they are ache, they are ghosts, they are phantoms, they are clearly macabre, unholy and unhealthy, and therefore they must be jettisoned out of the politics of Trinidad and Tobago. These fellas are devil incarnated, the devil incarnated, the devil personified, and therefore the background, of course, you would see, because I am not talking here willy-nilly, helter-skelter, because we just heard that Neelan Marcy, one of the conglomerates or one of the more, what I consider to be significant conglomerates in the country, they're talking about going and talking to the dead. So I could well imagine what Rowley did in Likoto. I could well imagine, and I could well imagine what all of them did in order, of course, to be where they are. Because it is clear. Let's go straight, of course, to the lines. Let's go straight to the lines. Hold on, caller. Yes, indeed. Pleasant good night. Welcome. Pleasant good night. Pleasant good night.
Hello, good night.
Good night. Welcome.
Hello.
You're not hearing? All right, speak. Speak, it's all right. Speak. Pleasant good night. Pleasant good night. Speak. Go ahead, speak. Pleasant good night. Pleasant good night. Pleasant good night.
Hello.
Good night. Go ahead. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, pleasant good night. Lennox, I'm not hearing you, but you know, you're already getting I like the converse with you. But anyway, this man, is he for real, boy? You know, they say long time, right? They say when you're growing up, they say when you doing things backwards, right? You talk the devil, and you could plainly see that what this man doing is, listen carefully. He said the taxes, right? It was brought on by the UNC government, and the commercial was first, the agriculture, and then the the property tax, right?
Yes.
The residential tax.
Yes.
And he do it wrong side. He started the residential, so he don't go on the wrong side already. So that alone, the qualities. And then we had this next short man here now saying how that he find that it wasn't enough. He find, who give he that authority to feel that he find that was not laughing and giggling. And we as Trinidadians seeking that. what we taking that. You see this election coming up here? We had to wake up because you're hearing on different frequency when people talking about how he helping this country and he doing this and what this man really do for 8 years for the citizen of this country. What he really did for the citizen of this country. While one government in the past give, he take away. Now let me do a little quick analysis. All the things that Mrs. Bisasa did when she was there, right? Is there to see and feel and touch, as she said. It's at the schools, the hospitals, the roads. Remember when you was going down Santa Flores, you see mountains aggregating on the side of the road. In one term,
all over the
UNC
country,
government,
even in the
the
east
level
as
of
well.
that and Billy Highway to Grandy, well, as far as they could, right?
Yes.
All that they did. They build hospitals, they build access roads, they build agriculture roads, they give pension, they give the wage negotiation, they settle wage negotiations, right? Milk and money for milk for children, right? She raised old age pension. She people was getting access also. I was a recipient of that the house grant, right? And I could keep going on and on and on and on. And name one thing that this man gives to the citizens of this country. I can't really name one to say that he do it because look, they say now they're giving food card. And you're hearing all over the news that people going and picking up groceries when they reach by the counter, they have to give back everything. How shameless is that, boy? How shameless is that? Then when the COVID comes, they receive so much money from all over the world. They receive millions of dollars. And they say that's how they're giving to the citizens of this country. What they get? This government has spent the most amount of money, and you've seen these fellas walking away with the treasury in front of their eye, that even in a diplomatic way, I have to say. And everybody balling great is the PNM, right? When one government gives to you and you see it, you feel it, you can go to the grocery and spend it. And listen, even in Manning days, Manning when he coming to Christmas time, he used to give out a little extra European them days was all kind of Jew and all kind of different things. Mr. Manning had a heart for the people. It's not that you say things about the PNM, but Mr. Manning had a heart for the people. He used to help the people, give them little work on 10 days and during Christmas time for them to help themselves. And this country is being overgrown by Bush, all kind of thing. You tell me them release some money for CPEP and URP and all this kind of thing. Them poor people would have to be going through all this today. And here what they're telling you now, oh, you see people shopping and people have to shop because they're hungry. And sometimes people get a grant and then if you know that you give somebody else, sometimes people get a change. They make a little hustle. And they, for Christmas, tell me if they want something nice too. So they can't go in the grocery and buy something nice? Or they can't go in the mall and look to pick up something nice too? How a government could think about the citizens of this country like that? Right? And feel that because them going places to shop, that means the country going good. But something had to be wrong with these people. I don't want to keep too much air time, but this is a new year, and I hope the citizens of this country wake up, think back, go back in the 8 years ago, and go back and see what you had in your hand. We could have feel and touch and go in the grocery and spend. You used to get a contract, you used to get this and all kind of thing. I used to help people. In those days, I used to help people without a fuss, because you know why? You know tomorrow you're making $1. You know you're going somewhere and making a hustle. Today you have to go and beg and look for it. So it's not the same. It's not the same, right? And we have to do something about it in the coming election. And wake up people, forget race, forget all these things. Sit down and think about what there is to get. Because if they say this woman thief so much and give so much to the country, and this man here saying that he saved so much and he get back money from here, there and everywhere, and still you can't feel it and see it and think in your poor people pocket, then tell me something if something is not wrong. And you've seen these fellas and them walking away with the treasury, all them big ministers and them getting contracts and all kind of. The first time in history I ever see a government and a sitting prime minister, right? Sitting prime minister owning so much of business and having so much of business conduct, right? All kind of thing, and nobody says nothing in the integrity commission. Nobody has said nothing about that. Ministers getting contract, ministers building road, ministers buying boat, ministers. But listen, bringing on drugs, pharmaceutical drug, okay, you name it, them fellas doing it, boy. And nobody says nothing, and they saying this, and they saying, come, let them thief. But something had to be wrong with these people. Anyway, good night and have a good and a wonderful end of the year, right? And if I don't touch back base with you, right, you and your family, I want to just say Happy New Year, right? And to everybody on the live.
Thank you very much. Yes, of course. If you call and you didn't hear my response, please talk, because I am hearing you and the people out there are also hearing you. So there may be some technical problem. I hope that during the course of the last caller's presentation, I've been able, of course, to rectify the situation. If not, of course, and I want to tell that caller, go to the top of the class. These are the issues. How the hell you could tell us about ham, lamb, and jam? Ham, lamb, and jam. And still, we facing property tax, and we are facing, of course, increased light bill, and of course, water rates. A pleasant good night. These are the issues.
Good night, Lennox.
A pleasant good night. Good night to you. Good night. I hear you. Go ahead.
I'm not hearing you.
All right, but I'm hearing you. Go ahead. You go ahead. I'm hearing you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, boy. I'm hearing you. How the hell you could give us? I'm hearing you. Go ahead. It appears that we're having some technical difficulty with the internal operations here. As far as audio is concerned, I am hearing you. You are not hearing me. I'll have to check on that and see what is happening, because I tried to make some adjustments just now and clearly it has not worked. Let me try again. I observed that earlier today, but I didn't pay it no mind because I thought it was just an aberration. Let's go again. Let's go again. So please speak. Go ahead.
Lennox.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm hearing you.
Yes,
Yes.
I can hear you, right? And you hear me.
Yes.
How I
Go
gonna
ahead.
know what is I saying on the air? If it's any kind of logic.
Yes.
Understand what I
Go
say?
ahead. Go ahead.
We gotta fix that thing, that volume on yours so I can hear. Exactly, because a dialogue is a conversation between two persons. Not me alone. I ain't talking to God. Right?
All right. I hear the caller, but there's nothing I can do. So I am saying, go ahead and speak. Make your contribution, and I will make a comment afterwards, and you will know that I am aware, and the people out there, most important, are the ones that are going to, of course, hear and respond, and of course, assimilate. So please, don't study whether you are hearing me or not. Let's deal with it in that way for the time being, because I don't know how to rectify it. I alone. It's here, and I'm trying my best during the course of the exercise. Let me see. All right, so let me see. Incoming. All right, let's go again. Pleasant good night. Pleasant good night. Go ahead, speak.
Good night, Lennox. As you said, you are not, we are not hearing you, and to jump right in. Good night to you and to everybody on the chat, and season greetings. Well, we survived it. We survived the Christmas, and well, we are coming into the new year, and we are making a lot of New Year's resolution and whatever.
Yes.
But I want to touch on something that your caller said tonight. One of your callers, I don't know how many I had because we're not hearing, but he said that this government is of the devil. I think that's what he said, a backwards government. But we must remember, this government was sworn in backwards in 2015. And the backwardness continues. When you cheat your way into office, You can never see a way. You can never move forward. And everything that they have done is backwards. They don't know how to move forward. And when you continue to lie like that, what do you expect? What do you really expect from this government? They are dishonest. He's vulgar. He's a dangerous man. And he continues to do what he wants to do. Look at the most recent was the food card. Imagine they give these people a food card and they had no it. And then Donna Cox had to call on all the MPs and them to bring back the food card. And yet still people not recognizing what that is a sign of. But he also said something about Manning used to give. What did Manning give? The only thing Manning gave us was Rowley. And all the nonsense is talking Parliament about Rowley's a raging bull or whatever. He put Rowley on us. I blame Manning today for what we're going through with Rowley. Because if he had gotten rid of him, we would not be faced with this. And I want to remind Cole, that I'm attacking you or anything else, sir, don't get me wrong. I'm just reminding you, Manning took away our automatic national insurance increases. He took it away. He lied to us. He said in 2010, when NIS goes up, we'll get it back. We never got it back. It took the Kamala Persad-Bissessa's government to give us it back. And when PNM came in but stopped it in 2019. Yes. Look, we're in 23. We had how many elections? A general, a local, and we never got back a cent. And Lennox, I'll tell you something here tonight. I have been waiting since 2016 to get reimbursement from national insurance. I went to the tribunal board. Then they come and we had COVID and they had to cancel everything. And up till now, I am still waiting for my refund. They know what it is like to spend money, but the rest of us must sit in a corner and wait, like little Jack Horner. But you know what? I am calling on the people. It's not too late to do something about this man. 2024 is a new year. We have to show them. We have to show this government that they are not going to do us what they want for how long they want.
Yes, indeed.
Lennox, take care and have a good night. And I hope that you got all my 2 cents. Take care.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And of course, the next caller, if you would call, try something. Let me see if it might have worked. But that means I think all of the comments so far has been true. Yes, so we are looking forward to 2024 simply because it is the penultimate year to 2025. That's all. Everybody is anxiously waiting for the end of 2024 so that 2025 can come. And therefore, all electoral hell will break loose, and the people will have an opportunity, of course, to generate their own salvation and, of course, liberation from, of course, this bunch of vipers, opportunistic political parasites who have invaded our space, political and otherwise. Yes, indeed. Let's go straight, of course, to the lines. Let me see if what I tried worked. Pleasant good night. Pleasant good night. Welcome. Welcome. Are you hearing me? Welcome. Are you hearing me? Pleasant good night. Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Two callers. I feel like talking to God here because I ain't getting no response from you. Let me tell you as it is.
I'm hearing you,
So,
I'm hearing you.
when I tell you that we're facing something spiritual, I know what it is I was talking about. When my father was alive, he and a business owner was real good. And the business owner tell him, in order for his business to strive, I had to talk to the spirits. You had to put certain markings in your business because that other businesses could be fighting to get you off your footing. So you had to go in the spiritual now to keep your business at float. And this thing going on for donkey years. So for Marcy now to come and tell us, I don't have an idea that was going on because the same businessman he was right. That businessman business is facing Marcy on, so he know what is he talking about, right? So it really didn't shock me, but what I'm frightened for, the average African person go look at that as an opportunity to go and talk to the dead too, because I tell a young lady say she endorsed what Marcy doing and she hoped that she could get money coming she way. So she planning very soon to go and talk to the dead. I prefer to talk to the living and get advice how to elevate myself, not to talk to the dead, because the devil, you have to pay he back when you go and take a loan from him. You know? And if you can't pay back that loan, well, he coming for something else. Doctor, not listening.
Yes, indeed. Who paid the piper? Call the tune. And of course, in this scenario, from the folklore perspective, I've been a practicing Baptist myself and hearing stories about the supernatural, etc. I've always been intrigued, but of course I am not a believer in that, in terms of necromancy and of course obia and of course, as they would say in Haiti, voodoo. But Dr. Rowley, plus what is unfolding almost on a daily basis in Trinidad, I mean, one has to be skeptical and of course have to revise one's position. Because I never thought people could be so evil like Rowley and they. I couldn't believe that one man could have contemplated and of course to his fellow man and his fellow humanity have so much hatred and wickedness. I couldn't believe. So let's take this call. Pleasant good night. Pleasant good night. Go ahead, talk. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Hi, Lennox. Can you hear me?
Yes. I'm hearing you. Go ahead. Go ahead. All right. Let me just reiterate that you will not hear me from what I understand, but I am hearing you and the people out there hearing you. So as you get in, please talk. Say what you have to say. Sorry about that, but I don't know how to rectify it whilst we are engaged. All right? So let's go again. All right, pleasant good night. Going through the process. Pleasant good night.
Okay, hi Lennox, it's me. Good night.
Yes,
really,
go ahead. Yeah, all the best.
Infinity, because you could hear me, but I can't hear you. It's like space, right?
Yeah.
I hope you hear my call. I wanted to speak a little bit more about the Prime Minister, and I wanted to just share some of my thoughts about him with you. You see, when I first moved down here, I really enjoyed reading about the PNM, and I enjoyed reading about the Prime Minister. Because it was just something so different, you know. When you're reading about the PNM on paper, it comes across like a true democracy. They have all these promises, all the Vision 2020, Vision 2025, and you read it and you're like, God, this is so great. And then you get to reality and you go outside and you see the state of the nation. You pick up the newspaper and you read the real problems that people are experiencing. No water, potholes, inaccessible roads, school falling apart, places filthy, Beatum have a fire again, the landfill is filling up, and you see and pollution everywhere, and floods, and nobody's really caring about floods. The government collecting all these gifts from foreign countries to get in boats and all kinds of things for flood disaster, and none of those get utilized. And the reality is that we live in a very kind of chaotic state, and the Prime Minister has the audacity to speak to us like we're on a plantation. He speaks to us like we living, like one of your callers said, they're backward. But he's very forward. He wears sharp clothes, he plays golf, he jet sets, he flies all over the world. And yet when he talks to us, he pulls us back and he gives, and it's validated by the living conditions that we live under. But when you read what they write, none of that gets implemented. It's like a fantasy world that he's promoting to foreign countries, that we are a true democracy. And he said that we should be happy and content with with the standard of living, our quality of life. And all of those are lies. People are not happy. I say this because I'm just tired of him lying to us, and then every time he lies, people embrace it. They love it. He'll say he'll say we need to pray. Everybody just pray, and even the police commissioner will say crime is high. Let's pray. Let's pray. And churches get packed, and all these places in the villages. You know, every block, every street has a church, and a temple, and thousands of people flocking to it, spending money, and it's like you live in chaos. I say this because I feel like we need to change our way of thinking in this country and speak truths. And let's not just say, I love Kamala, she's a queen, she's a god. What specifically is she going to do to lift us up? Because even during her tenure, 86% of the population didn't have running water 24/7. And yes, she was delivering water, but she never corrected the problem or fixed the problem. And I'll say something, box drains, I don't like those box drains. I've seen animals drown in those box drains, puppies and whatnot. And so we have to be truthful if we're going to move forward. We can't just blow the horn and keep repeating the same old songs every time and going back 50 years, 20 years. Most of the people today don't even give a damn about what happened 10 years ago. They're looking forward for tomorrow. I feel like we need to change the way we think, and I think what we need to do now is change the way the news is presented to us. Because when you read the news, it's just a blurb they're giving you. They don't give you a backstory. You pick up a newspaper like the Wall Street Journal or New York Times, and you read a whole story. You read about what's happening in Yemen right now with the Houthi rebels. You read about the Red Sea, how there's a big backlog because they have all these pirates. You read about England now sending a warship, well, one of their big Navy vessels, a humanitarian, to Guyana. And next thing you know, there'll be one popping up in Trinidad. We won't read about that. We won't hear anything about that. All they talk about now is property tax. I'm not paying my property tax because I'm going to claim discrimination. I want to see commercial tax. You're discriminating against my mother and I. I'm preaching the same thing again, aren't I, Ghana? I want us to be truthful and open about both parties, because it's not about party, it's about running this country the right way. And if the right party steps up, which I do believe the UNC has it in them, I believe that they could win the next election. But you need a sense of solidarity with all your UNC supporters. You need people coming together. You don't need people insulting each other. We all need to coalition together. And you know, we share ideas. It's not about getting a job and getting a house. If we share ideas and we are open and transparent, we'll all make it. So that was my comment tonight. And I love that Coach Yumir, and it's just, but we could do it. All right, that's my comment, Lennox. Thank you so much, and good night.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As I said, of course, when you call in, of course, start to talk because it appears that you are not hearing me, but I am hearing you very, very, very clear. And of course, the people out there as well, because I found a mechanism to monitor myself and the program not in real time, but certainly when, of course, the system is exhausted and, of course, the information which we would have shared with each other would have of course, taken its time to, of course, reach where it is supposed to reach, our smartphones and our computers, etc. Of course, along YouTube as well as Facebook. That being as it may, I agree with the callers that there is a need, of course, to be circumspect. There is a need to be meticulous. There is a need to protect our democracy. Democracy, of course, is government by the people, of the people, and for the people. It's only Rowley and they would try to have us believe that somehow they are the democracy that the Constitution speaks of, that they would want to clandestinely engage in massive expenditure, and we must know. And they say that is democracy. I say to Rowley, hold on your tail. Hold on your tail. Who only can hoodwink with that? That is a poor attempt at gaslighting and trying to make us believe what we know is not what we know, because they want to have their way, and clearly it's always for evil and sinister outcomes and intent and conduct, and that is what it is about. Because of course you cannot tell me that all of these lies that you have told, and then of course you come and they give us another one for us to be optimistic for 2024. A project that will not materialize until about 4 to 5 years forward. But you are saying that Trinidad and Tobago get a Christmas gift. Short Young, you are a moron. You are a total and absolute dunderhead. You have to be an ass to tell us that that's a Christmas present. What Christmas present? Nothing? You brought back nothing? Is a piece of paper you sign until, of course, the gas reaches the hibiscus platform from Dragon. Then, of course, you could talk that kind of hogwash. You're insulting our people's intelligence, and we need to put an end to that. A pleasant good night. Yeah.
You have a big sign with Madras too, right? And I think that's what you know. I see the arrest the policeman and charge him with 2 counts of murder.
Yes.
The other 50 people issue. They then get shot mysteriously because he should have had 3 more charges than attempted murder. You understand? It's just he can get through the other 3 that he shoot. I don't understand how the DPP just charge people in this country. They charge him for 2 counts of murder and the other 3 people for what? Boy, this really upside down. And you know, when that matter go to trial, and let me say the court has long a sentence to that man, that trial that he will be on, when he get charged and sentenced, they could all the 2 murder concurrently, you know. So he will come and he only get charged for 1 murder. If they give him 20 years on each count, they will be uniform for 1, you know.
Yeah.
I can understand some of these sentences in this country too, because they be kind of stupid, right? Foolish and stupid. I see Terrence running around the place and hugging a baby, falling in the Ministry of Health in good footing, and he going to lay out plans to fix up for next year. Well, the election bell ain't ring yet, but the PNM done pulling out money. I know where they getting it from. They may be getting it from a magic hat. They pulling out money to go and fix all the hospital and all the health center now. But yet, basic things in the hospital they can't get. You want to pass your own money. You can't get a pan and all that. Right? Right, Terrence and his foolishness. I see the Prime Minister told, like, some people and all this. And it's a man who was living up in Lavante with 2 daughters. And sure, he went by Hines and them fellas. And Scotland and nobody man flight. Man needed a washing machine and I think a fridge or something like that. And he turned and he went and asked for it. I wouldn't say they went and beg, they went and asked TV6 if anybody can help them. And lo and behold, the man who is called the racist and all kind of different names from Bamboo decided to help him out and say he'll give him $15,000 towards helping he and the children to get the fridge and the washing machine. I'm glad for them. Understand? So I guess he gonna be the topic of tomorrow with that money he donated. I guess he rubbing salt in some of these people wounds because they like to call him after that day. Right? So I'm glad the man get through with something to help out the children. Because he's a single father and he has to take care of the children. But there are many more like him, you know. But in the lower part of the country, nobody does see them. Nobody does see the dilapidated conditions somebody people living under. And they can't get no assistance because Donna Cook, she just do like if she bottle washer and cook and everything. They can't get assistance from her ministry, so at all, they'll be real desperate. And she's calling all kind of empathy and greedy personal kind of foolishness. But she ministry, she ain't doing nothing about it. And I hear she coming out next year to clean up that ministry. So which means a lot of people going to get the shortcut to collecting different grants. So that's something to behold when she come out to clean out the up shop next year. They always clean up shop there. But the corruption can never finish in that ministry. Because the people working there doing the bubble themselves.
Every ministry, that's just our.
I just sit now and watching. I don't want to be a statistic at the end of this day or next year. Yeah, I know that because where I see this country going is a free for all right now. Anybody could come and do you anything and you can get away with it. Right? So the crime will continue, and I don't know if Heinz and company could ever have a stop to that, but I don't give you no recommendation at all. None. I have no confidence in Heinz and Dula and them. Dula is the next one talking to Shimoy. All them here, have a good day.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, of course, I think what he was referring to in the beginning or the commencement of his presentation was the police officer that shot at least 5 persons in the car park of the megastore of Courts. He was formally charged with 2 counts of murder, and I suppose it might be wounding and some other what I consider to be subsidiary charges as well, clearly. So that put at least that phase of the issue to rest, because there was the concern by the population that the police may get away with that kind of behavior, having regard to what was being touted on social media and elsewhere. But of course, the police have their work to do. They investigated, and now he's charged with 2 counts of murder. Of course, the caller was concerned about the purported level of unemployment in the country. Of course, Imber told us is about 3% because of the Central Statistical Office and, of course, the Central Bank have given us some very, what I consider to be good news for the PNM. So that they could rattle. But of course, as we know, that is not consistent with the reality. The reality is that the people are catching their ant, and that is why there was very little commercial activities taking place over this holiday, and particularly when one is faced with the prospects early next year of property tax and a double whammy, property tax as well as a TNTech bill increase, and therefore nobody feels safe to, of course, spend anything extra, but they will penny pinch. And of course, quite apart from those who are not working, who stop looking for work, we have a situation where not even humanitarian gestures have been as it used to be before. You could safely consider Rowley and they as Ebenezer Scrooge for Christmas and beyond. Let's go straight, of course, to the line. A pleasant good night.
Good night again.
Yes.
Lennox, I had to come back again to make another contribution.
Yes.
Right? Now, sometimes I have a hard time swallowing the crap some people is be spewing. We saw, and we touch, we feel it, all what Kamala's government did. Kamala government moved water from 18% of the PNM to 72% in water. Where did all suddenly when PNM came into office? And it's not it was a figment of our imagination. We saw it, we felt it. I could speak for in Santa Cruz. Since 2007, we were having serious water problems. And when people and them came in, that's one thing of the past. If you want to schedule it, get in your schedule water. Not now. When we had the shutdown for COVID, imagine you had to wash and do everything that you buy. No water to do it. You couldn't even get truck one water. That's when my sons made a decision we're going to put up some tanks. I put up 3 for myself. And my son, well, who's married and living on the property with me, he put up 1,000 gallons for himself. So we would have water because we don't get water. And we going back to square one. We went to square one in 2015. No, let me correct myself. From 2016, we went back to square one. Rowley took away everything from the children. And I think you mentioned that last night or the night before. He took away the laps. You took away the grant from the cerebral palsy children. They took away, they were helping the mothers and them because the mothers and them can't go out to work. They had to stop to see about the children. Kamala was helping these people. They took it away. They took away the baby grant. They took away everything. And now you have people talking about some crap about Kamala and them. Thank God some of them I don't hear properly what this is some of them will be saying. And then you have a next one on the live tonight. Talk about Kamala don't like the people. Kamala they do nothing for the people. And she should have do something about property tax. We didn't pay property tax for 10 years because of Kamala. And if all you want now, all you put a PNM government there now, and all you still want to blame Kamala for the property tax? Who the hell is all here? And why Kamala call a protest? Is it Kamala alone have to come out and protest? It's not affecting all you. All your rent not going up, all your light bill not going to go up just so, but it's good for all you. It's good. I'm sorry, Lennox, and I make no apologies for saying it because elections have consequences. They believe Rowley lies and they still spewing the fact. Look what Rowley doing to them, but Kamala ain't good. Kamala only like power. Kamala ain't doing nothing for the people. You see, let me tell you something, Lennox, when you see a lion so, God watching you, you know.
Of course.
God watching you. And there's a thing called karma.
Yes.
Not Kamala, you know, but there's a thing called karma. It's coming back for you and all your lies. Lennox, I had to come back with a 2 cents. Take care and have a good night.
Yes, no problem, no problem. No problem, no problem. We appreciate that 150%. But of course, yes, because I heard the comment and I was wondering whether or not the people who are talking that way are serious and whether or not they have been observing or really talking from a position of knowledge. Because I have often said, and of course I attempt with instantaneous support or verification or veracity, would of course say I have seen no evidence that Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the UNC were corrupt in the way that Rowley and they have enunciated over the last 8 years. And they continue, of course, to say that without a palpable, tangible proof. But I don't know if people prefer to get pie in the sky, become a victim of people's illusion and deception and take it for granted. And let me say again, I have investigated all of the mega projects of the UNC, and I see no evidence of they being corrupt. My first irrefutable evidential support of that position is that the PNM has not accused the Kamala Persad-Bissessar administration of any corruption with respect to the aquatic center, the velodrome, the hospitals, and the 106 schools. But more than that, in terms of productivity, I mean, it has to be a miracle. It has to be ambition to the extreme for a government in the context of Trinidad and Tobago to attempt to construct 107 schools, build all those mega projects, still have, when Rowley and they came in, 5-point-something billion US in the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. It still had to demonstrate a healthy economy inherited by Rowley and they, over $10 billion in reserve. Not money that was spent, in reserve. Let me go further. They are attempting to construct a highway to Point Fortin, the largest project in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, costing upwards of $5 billion, because these days they're talking $5 billion, but I know when it started out was $7 billion. And mind you, they attempted that without borrowing a cent. They were dependent on the collections, the yearly collections, the quarterly collections of taxes in order to pay for that. And why? Because they didn't want to burden, it's obvious. Your common sense will tell you they didn't want to burden future generations with an additional $7 billion to pay back over many, many years. Because when Kamala Persad-Bissessar, they came into government, in spite of the fact that Rowley and of course his prior boss are talking about manning, before 2009, they made the most amount of money. But instead of course, developing the human capacity, that money was quickly dissipated when they engage in what I consider to be hairy-fairy and counterproductive or non-beneficial projects, such as two major international conferences that consumed and that triggered, of course, the construction of the government plaza, and up to today we still paying for it. Up to today, where is the corruption under UNC? They cannot say. What we know is that when they realized that none of those mega projects can be accused of the consequence of corruption, they started to concoct their own pernicious and their own, of course, attempted to try to sully, to try to tarnish the UNC and Kamala Persad-Bissessar. It's obvious. And of course, we just have to look at what transpired with Anand Ramlogan and Ramdeen. We have to look at what is in the court even to today, and even in those circumstances, the court literally has dismissed some of them. When, of course, Churchill went and said a cartel was put together, and the same cartel members are the ones that are doing business with this government today. And more than that, a major one that had $1 billion to say that the government was owing them when Kamala Persad-Bissessar left, and Rowley said no way a company could, of course, earn $1 billion in contracts. And when it was disclosed in court, one could easily conclude is over $1 billion because the people were adjudicated to get 600 million. 600 million. And there was one more assessment and then another matter that was not yet tried. So it would have been close to, if not beyond $1 billion, after the interest that Rowley and they playing the ass with our resources, and of course are playing smart with foolishness, and of course being vindictive and believe that somehow anything connected with the UNC is somehow by their fictitious and their pernicious and very fertile imagination always to do evil. And today, I think it is extremely insulting that Rowley will come to us and tell us that you're giving us a signed document to somewhere in Venezuela saying that you get a Christmas gift. All your tail, all your mad like hell, you nincompoops, and you certainly criminals. These people are criminals. You telling us that things are going to be nice, and while at the same time we know, because if you're saying things going to be nice, why didn't you say one time, if you want to give us a Christmas gift, that you will no longer pursue property tax? Why didn't you say that? Why didn't you say that you would no longer put pressure on the people with respect, of course, to increase electricity? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you, of course, say that you will not look at adding any further burden as far as the restructuring, according to them, of WASA, and therefore no citizen must pay more than what they are accustomed paying? Why didn't you say that? You feel people are damn fools. We're telling them about. We're telling them about. You believe that we are consummate asses. And that is what is very disturbing. And that is what is going to cause these fellow. I tell Rowley and they stop provoking the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Stop provoking these young people. Stop making a mess of things. Stop insulting them. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Because it will not be nice for all you know. It will not be nice for all you. All you too damn disagreeable, disrespectful, and reckless, and ruthless, and brutal, macabre, and barbaric, and insensitive, and inhumane. All have no sense of humanity. All have no sense of decency. All have no sense of respect. All have no sense of honor. All have no sense of being truthful. These words are not in all your dictionary. And all you're going to pay the price, all of you, for that level of evil that you have perpetrated, mushroomed, and of course peddled on the people. They're peddling lies, they're peddling innuendos, they're peddling deception, they're peddling incompetence, they're peddling nefarious conduct, and they want us as intelligent people to take them in perpetuity. Time longer than twine. 2025 must come, maximum. You ever say, Rowley, you blasted coward, all you underbelly, when you look at the underbelly, a bunch of cowards only because they're in government. If Imberton has short man syndrome, Rowley has a serious inferiority complex. And people like Hines, you consider them to be, of course, a blasted peacock, plenty flair, but no depth. Let's hear him laugh at us. Let's hear him laugh. That ghost, like that evil. These poltergeists.
They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet.
PNM's policy going forward on the fuel subsidy?
The fuel subsidy is not targeted for removal. In the immediate term, it's not on the cards.
Let's go straight to the lines. Let's go straight to the lines. Pleasant good night. Talk, because we have a communication problem on your side. Go ahead, yes.
You know, when you're speaking about the program and you're right, it's very angry. So the dragon deal, I think, is such a big Christmas present to a young Prime Minister would say.
In response, but of course, everybody in the world is hearing you. And of course, I will be also, and I will comment on your comment subsequently. But the fact of the matter is that, as I said, I've seen no evidence. Rowley and they have not adduced any evidence. Why are people so gullible? What you looking for? So that is why, of course, I put them against a ghost background. I put them against, of course, a horror movie background. Because the lies upon lies upon lies upon lies, clearly it is an attempt, of course, to insult and to somehow believe that they could evade the inevitable criminal consequences of their conduct. They believe that. I tell you, they believe that they will get away. Take what I tell all you. But Rowley and they have been so blatant, they have been so overt, they have been so conspicuous, they have been so transparent in terms of their evil that it is impossible for them to get away. What you think all of this is all about, and why you think that they will intensify, of course, accusations that has no merit, no basis, and no veracity, and no, of course, substance. They will continue to do that. Or they don't understand that yet. Well, let me tell you something. If all they don't understand, Tobago understood. I'm talking past tense. Tobago understood. And so they dealt with this rapscallion, this scamp of a man, this ne'er-do-well, this con man. Understand that? All the international attention he say he getting, and all the regional attention and so on. Tobago would have been the first to say that is one of us, and that therefore, since he's one of us, we are going to stand behind our man. But instead, they jettison him, they kick him out, they blow him up, they dispense of him, and all you don't understand that in Trinidad? You don't understand that yet? What would it take for you to understand? The man is from Tobago, and the Tobagonians just say, get to hell, get the hence, you personified, not just criminal, but of course, your personified devil, get the hell out of our faces. That is what Tobago told him. What, you, all of it is a joke or what? This is no joke. Stop giving these people credit for what they don't deserve, and see them for what they are. Take the yampy from your eyes, especially along the East-West Corridor, the first constituency to conclude and to, of course, get the results from the next elections must be Diego Martin West, where Rowley will be and must be defeated. He is no good. He is an alien. He is out of touch, but out of touch from the perspective that his hands are so far up the blasted cookie jar of the country that of course he could hardly take it out, and if it comes out, of course he may pull out an arm but not a hand. His phalanges may remain in the cookie jar. In other words, his wrist from the wrist will be amputated. That is how evil this man is, and how greedy he is, and how reckless he is, and how brutal he is, and how criminalistic he is, and how murderous and how thieving he is. That is what we have as purporting to be and parading as Prime Minister. Understand that? You have to look at Tobago. Tobago knowing more than any one of us here, and only pretending all they know there's Viper more than them. I want to see that for myself. I will be around. So in terms of performance by the UNC compared to Rowley, and it's chalk and cheese. They cannot even begin to perform the way the UNC performed. The only accusations that you could lever against the UNC is that they were over ambitious. It's 106 schools, none of which Rowley and they say and has brought forward, because you know they would have been the first to do it, to say that it was nestled and mired in corruption. All of the mega projects under Manning or under Rowley mired in corruption. You just have to look, of course, at the situation where the piece of the highway to Point Fortin, in spite of his hogwash and his telegraphing, that somehow he get money back. And of course, it was our money anyway because of the prudentness and the sagaciousness of the UNC in making certain that the company that was contracted to construct the highway, OAS, that they put up upfront money, a bond, so that in case problem pop up, the country, you and I, would benefit from that. That is the money that Rowley went for in circumstances where he stopped the contract. That is what the court say, the arbitrators in London. He stopped the contract, but he still go for the money. You understand the kind of criminal we're dealing with? You're doing wrong, but you still wanted the benefits of the evil that you would have instituted. You must say, it come like a fella who shoot a man, and then afterwards, when the police come, shoot him because you want to rob him. And when the police comes, he's searching the man's pocket, saying that the man tried to rob he. That is Rowley and them. Total criminals. Breathless, brutal, ablum, straight face. You could imagine. You don't have evidence to convict or to treat with, even if you believe that they took it, that something was untoward. Ramdeen and Ram Logan. Let's assume, even if you know, you're the government, you go spend all that money to concoct a story, to pay witnesses, simply because you can't prove anything that is tactile, tangible, and out there on the ground. All the schools that was completed and all those that weren't completed, all of them are there. You leave it there. You can't find no untoward behavior. You can't find no corruption, and you start to make up stories.
Lennox,
hey,
tell them, Lennox. Tell them that how Rowley lie about OAS. They say that they like to repeat things, but if they don't repeat it, they will never learn, they will never know. Tell them how we lie, stop the contract, and still wanted people money, and we had to end up paying. Remind the people of all the nasty things that Rowley and them doing, and yet you are talking about he want PNM to win just for couple not to get back prime ministership. But she was the best prime minister in this country, and as you rightly said, it's they put in the clause, Rowley and them had nothing to do with the courts. They put in the clause in that contract, so if the company bust, we will get back our money. But you came and reminded them, and then Kamala Pasabi says, put Dr. Carson Charles in the Senate to explain to the people. And Lennox, you remind them again, remind them every night about the nastiness of this PNM. And if that is thinking something wrong with these people. Thanks again, Lennox.
Yes, indeed. You had to be a backside to not realize that these fellas are hoodwinking, they are gaslighting, they are engaged in brinksmanship, they're taking things to the edge because they believe that their sycophants and those persons who still have some kind of residual sympathy for them, they take them for asses. You ass. Understand that. Whether you say one ass or several asses, the fact of the matter is that they take you for fools. You don't understand that? Tobago, get rid of Rowley. If Rowley was good, and as Prime Minister, it's not that he was in opposition, you know. They get rid of him because they know about Landate. They know about the most recent episode, the name change from Landate, but they know that his partner is responsible for constructing his, of course, apartment family buildings up in Mason Hall. They know. Why you think the judges Tobago is a small place? And we're already so wicked, even when, let me show you how wicked this man is. Even when the people were reeling from adequate medical facilities and facilitation and service, if you get, of course, a fractured knee or something, you had to fly by helicopter to Trinidad and land in the Savannah, and then an ambulance waiting there for you to, of course, go to the Port of Spain hospital. But you have to be what? You have to be well connected in order to get that service, not the ordinary Joe. He had to wait. He had to stay with the breakfoot, stay with the shattered bones, and hope it healed properly. All of that. So the hospital facility was deplorable. The government of the day under his and Manning administration, I say his from the perspective that he was a minister there. He was the planning minister. And before he tried to expedite and, of course, seek the interests of Tobago, he decided, of course, to use that as an opportunity, as we have seen him doing all over the place for the last 8 years, seeing things as opportunity to do wrong, to do evil, to be self-serving. So he used the hospital construction to build his Landate project. Come on. Only see that? It's the same way he used COVID to get $22 billion and we can't know where it is. It's the same way he started to say makeup manufacturer that the Galicia is a bad deal with, of course, under the UNC. And he then, of course, orchestrated in such a way that Galicia gone so that he could go now and get a true bubble. The Galleon Passage. Can you remember that? And still, of course, put people who are connected to the PNM, but as usual, they are total, what I consider to be charlatans. They are quacks. Cannot, of course, service the two passenger vessels, the Spirit and the Express. And then he has another story about what the boats on them was on their last. That's another story, just as, of course, when, of course, the fake oil matter came, what he did, he used the 800 million so-called bullet payment that was coming up to say and to defend and to obfuscate and to exculpate and to, of course, find ways to, of course, justify the mashing up of Petrotrin and the mothballing of the and still is, of course, the oil refinery. Today we should be bathed with money. We should be bathed with money from the oil refinery. Understand what is happening now. This man is poison. This man is toxic. This man is acidic. This man is This man is a cesspool of evil, and they therefore must be jettisoned out of the politics of the country. And of course, the PNM must be relegated to the dustbin of political history in this country, having regard, of course, to the opportunities that have gone a wasting, that have been wasted, and of course gone a begging because of the mismanagement and the conmanship and the criminal behavior of that group of individuals who can only be classified as a gangster. A gang, criminal gang. And on top of all of that, look what is happening at Balize House. When he said that the PNM had no money, suddenly, like it growing a tree, like he plant a whole field, a money tree, and it just grow. And therefore, he could now build a $100 million monstrosity. And you still wondering, and you're still in a state of skepticism, and you're still conjecturing, and you still believe that somehow that is not true. You have to be a backside to be thinking that kind of talk. Listen, if I get blasted vexed here, this Boxing Day is a good thing. Tomorrow is another working day, until of course the next holiday period, which is of course leading up to New Year's. Let me continue, of course, with showing you how Rowley and they making you asses and believe that you are asses and you are going to still, but you are suckers for punishment. You have to be. No human being takes that indefinitely. Listen to him.
In the immediate term, it's not on the cards. In the immediate term, it's not on the cards. The fuel subsidy is not targeted for removal. The fuel subsidy is not targeted for removal.
I raised the price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again and I raised again by 15%. And I came back again, raised it by another 15%.
They are blight.
They haven't rioted yet.
A bunch of blights.
So I might raise it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. They haven't rioted yet. They haven't rioted yet.
The government is not closing down Petrotrin. And in case you were just opening your fridge and you didn't hear that when you closed the door, let me repeat it. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
Yes, people.
Live from
That
the
is what they
Hyatt
are.
Regency.
But let's go to the various.
Christmas greetings from Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has extended Christmas greetings to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. In a message posted on Facebook earlier today, he noted that one of the laudable aspects of life in Trinidad and Tobago is the way we, a people of various faiths, join together with the billions of Christians around the world to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. At Christmas time, our religious and secular differences seem to recede and we transcend and interconnect as brothers and sisters of one species, the human race, if even for a moment. The Apostle Paul, writing on spiritual growth, tells of God's glorious and unlimited resources, from which we all could be empowered with an inner strength, but advises that first, we must allow Christ to have a home in our hearts. PM Rowley said while evidence of broken humanity could be seen across the globe, here at home the customary harmony of our twin islands is being disrupted by an upsurge in mindless, violent crime, including all too frequent murders. This, he said, is an indication that citizens aren't observing one of the basic tenets of our national watchwords, that of tolerance, for each other, with all its wider meanings. Thankfully, in all this, we can still display the best in us. We still show our true character, our kindness, friendship, deep love, true faith, what family life means and our own life's purpose. Let us try to build on these values, particularly that of family life, which, I believe, is key to our seemingly intractable social issues. Look at our country differently. If you search, you will find it is a land of opportunity, providing from prenatal care for mothers to preschool to vocational and tertiary education for students.
with provisions for the employed, underemployed, and unemployed, and social care for our elderly. Prime Minister Rowley said, as citizens, we have a lot to be thankful for, and we continue to distribute the benefits of our natural resources prudently, spreading it as widely and evenly as possible. Let us recognize the holy mystery of Christ, while we celebrate with the cherished customs of the season the parang, the candles, lights and trees, the presents, and, hopefully, a renewed focus on our family life. Citizens, great is our country. Let us never forget nor ignore our signposts on this journey, the national watchwords, discipline, production and tolerance. Let the festive lights of Christmas shine brightly on them, so that we may be guided to an even better place this year and all the years ahead. Merry Christmas 2023 to all citizens and their families. Christmas greetings from Prime Minister Dr.
Yeah. But let's hear Kamala Prasad Bisesa, because I want to make a point tonight. Did you get a hold of the advanced level CXC, the CAPE results? You're going to see tonight, and you Africans, since you're playing stupid and you don't understand it is about seeing you as slaves, as a utility, seeing you as a vote bank, that of course are there merely to keep them in office. And when you get your opportunity in some government office, whether by some mediocre degree or qualification or the minimum, you believe that you have to keep these vipers in office. It will not work. It cannot be sustained. Take it and vote them out. That's what Tobago did. Let's hear Kamala Prasad Bisesa before we go to the CAPE exam. And of course, the President's Medal went to two students. You ever say, I said the President's Medal, the highest award you could get, the highest scholarship you could get in this country, went to two students. Only two students could get it. That's to tell you how rare and how significant it is. You will see just so. Let's hear Kamala Prasad Bisesa. I'm talking
join
to
you
you,
on this Christmas
Africans.
Day to wish you a very blessed, very happy Christmas as you open up your hearts and your minds to share love. On this day, the child Christ brought love into the world and gave us hope. So I ask you to keep that hope alive as you enjoy the rest of the day. And I also ask you to think of those who are not as fortunate as you are, and let's try to share with them some of that love and some of that hope. A very, very Merry Christmas, a very, very Happy New Year, and we look forward to a great New Year. I thank you all very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Education, education, this is the foundation. Our rising population needs sound education to be recognized anywhere you go. Have your certificate to show.
President's Medal awardee, Nishka Maharaj, 18, got the award in the category of Business Studies, Creative and Performing Studies, General Studies, Language Studies, and Modern Studies/Humanities and Technical Studies.
President's Medal awardee Riker Harikaran, 18, copped the award in the category of Environmental Studies, Information and Communication Technology, Mathematics and Natural Sciences.
Education, education, this is the foundation. Our rising population needs sound education to be recognized anywhere you go. Have your certificate to show.
President's Medal awardee, Nishka Maharaj, 18, got the award in the category of Business Studies, Creative and Performing Studies, General Studies, Language Studies, and Modern Studies/Humanities and Technical Studies.
President's Medal awardee Riker Harikaran, 18, copped the award in the category of Environmental Studies, Information and Communication Technology, Mathematics and Natural Sciences.
Education, education.
Yes, indeed. You Africans are talking to the parents, are talking about the community leaders, are talking about the neighborhood along the East-West corridor. Yes. Watch. Watch. Presidential, the President Medal for Excellence at the Cape or the CXC advanced level. Look them there. 2 awards. And it so happened from the same school. 2 awards. The names. I'm a Robertine. And it's so damn stupid listening to Rowley. And before all they tell all the children, it is about competition, and forget Rowley and the nonsense that they forge and they fake and they falsify. That's the kind of hogwash so that they could stay in office, eat ham, lamb, and jam, abuse our resources, abuse our people, and of course, see us as, of course, hewer of wood and drawers of water. Yeah, we are slaves for them. And they could only come and lie, and you go and vote them into government. Why Tobago? Eject them. They own. You understand the kind of madness this is? You had to be a lunatic. The fellow name? The fellow name there? His name is Rika Haricharan. You ever say? Rika Haricharan. And he, of course, got the award in the areas of environmental studies, information and communications technology, mathematics and natural science. Take that in your tail. Rowley don't want you to know that. Because you already believe you don't have the same capacity. Understand that. And that your job is merely, of course, to live, to keep the PNM government because he don't want to go to jail. Well, I say to you, the time has come when you have to squeal, or when you have to bawl, or when you have to abandon, when you have to tell Rowley, hold your tail, you're ugly like blasted sin. You're sin itself, and you want me to, of course, defend you irregardless of the pain and ache and agony and of course the drudgery and the oppression that you impose. You're blasted, evil unlimited. Look, and don't tell me you know why they stop trying or stop printing the first 100 at least, or the first 3 in C. Don't tell me you don't know that. The secondary preparation exam, you don't know it. You're playing, you don't know. But I'll tell you why. Because Rowley and they cannot, in those circumstances, as the same way they cannot, of course, justify their so-called love for the African and saying that they were victimized as far as crime is concerned, blue-collar crime, under Kamala Prasad Bisesa, because they can't make, because it's the same people that Kamala Prasad Bisesa during, of course, the SOE, is the same people as today have been committing the blasted crime on them, whether it's home invasion, whether it's robbery, whether it's larceny, whether, of course, it's housebreaking, whether, of course, it is hijacking car and human beings. Same. So what they do, they take the information from you, so you become bamboos and stupid and stupefied. And he could continue to say that, listen, them Indians and them faking the certificate, and of course the victimizing all and so on, only a platitudinous self-serving, of course, commentary in order, of course, to stay in government and to make you a damn fool, and of course have you like a zombie, a political zombie, a voting zombie, and you go to the polls and then put them back in office. You had to be an ass, man. Have to be. Notice they ain't telling you like how I will. And in the next couple of days, you will hear me telling you, go to blasted school. You'll hear me attacking your parents. You'll hear me attacking the community leaders. You'll hear me attacking, of course, the neighborhood. You'll hear me saying, get to school. And, of course, don't matter where, because I know I can give you some hint as to what you have to do to get up there and to compete and to, of course, be one at least out of the two, if not the entire two. And it should be Africans that are getting those two presidential medals for excellence in, of course, those various topic areas that these students, and I have no qualms. I don't jealous them. But the fact of the matter is that there is too much, there's too much a waste, there is too much of profligacy as far as educational opportunity going and begging and wasting by very talented and, of course, persons in the African community along the East-West corridor, if they will only commit themselves and if they will get the environment in order, of course, to facilitate that ability to realize their full potential. Full potential. You can't tell me that those youths there brighter than all you. You can't tell me that. But consistently, especially, I should say not especially, but including, of course, the last 8 years, they have been topping all the honors, whether it's C, whether it's CXC, and whether it's Cape. Do not allow Rowley, of course, to continue with this kind of what I consider to be macabre and self-serving, and of course attempt, of course, to keep you in bondage and slavery, and of course to make you a slave and vote bank in order to, of course, stay in office so that he could stay out of jail. Abandon him and abandon them, because they are no use to us. Rowley came, of course, in the 2019 Emancipation Day and say he disappointed with the Africans, and he's Prime Minister. You understand what is happening here? The people who are not Prime Minister, Kamala Prasad Bisesande, people who have the same texture of hair and color of skin, are doing much, much, much better than a so-called African man who, of course, is in government, who has the whole largest of the state at his disposal, and the Africans, they cannot get a president medal for a full scholarship. And mind you, they're so conscious, Rowley and they, that it was 400 of those full scholarships. They reduce it from 400 to 100. And what they do? They say that they put the difference in the money in the Ministry of Community Development. Why? To hoodwink you once again and to make you not go for excellence. And they will find jobs for you to stay in government office like the EBC and so on, in order to keep them in office. Hold the tail. This is not sustainable, and we need to make them know where the hell to get off. A pleasant good night. Welcome. Why? To hoodwink you once again and to make you Go ahead, I'm hearing you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Remember, I can't hear you. Can't hear me. So go ahead. Speak. Make your point. Make your contribution. Go ahead, caller.
Hello, Lennox.
Yes. Hearing you loud and clear. You're not hearing me, but go
Lennox.
ahead. Yes.
Good night, Lennox.
Good night.
Good night, Lennox. Tonight I want to congratulate you. Lennox, tonight I want to congratulate you Lennox, tonight I want to congratulate you on the good job you're doing for the full year. I want to wish you all the best for the new year. And I also don't want you to wait for the gift from Stuart Young. I don't want you to wait for the gift from Stuart Young, your Christmas gift, and you had to wait 5 years for it.
That's it. I know we have a communication problem, but I trust that is what you wanted to say. Not me. I am not waiting for no pie in the sky. Let them. Rowley and then wait for that. And let those stupidies who they're talking to wait for that.
So you take your gift right now, Lennox, and I want to also thank you for the good job you're doing and continue to do the good work, and ask all your listeners who's live in Trinidad, tell them to form youth groups.
All right, I know we have some challenges, but it's better to try and fail than fail to try. Better to try and fail than fail to try. That is a cliche. That is a saying. That is a quote that should be taken seriously. Better to try and fail than fail to try. You want to get up. You want to get up the ladder. You want to get up to the sky. How can you get up if you never try? And though you may stumble, try and try and try, and you will succeed at last. That's what this is all about. That's what it's all about. Rowley and them hiding the information and trying to generate a mediocrity that will be to the detriment of Trinidad and Tobago moving into the future in a very competitive globalized environment with a changing world order. That's what this man wants to do. We may not in the next 30 years have oil, gas, and petrochemical as our mainstay, because it may be something that will have to be, of course, not just neutralized, but of course become extinct because of global warming and, of course, climate change and the threat to humankind on the only place we know that we can live comfortably on Earth in spite of the challenges. Understand that they have no vision. They are myopic and they cannot think outside the box. What the hell all you have them people there still, and then you're still defending that indefensible? You're still doing that? Well, watch these young people. And watch the hair. By the hairstyle, you would know. And these fellas just sitting down there and only too damn idle to be talking that sort of hogwash. Why is these people, why is, of course, those who dominating the excellence category of academic and as well as vocational, vocational too. Because of course they have gravitated into the construction industry, the road building industry, apart from the bank, apart from insurance, apart from the medical fraternity, apart from, of course, pilots, and we can go on and on. They tell them about, and all you have the belly to say only defending Rowley, and Rowley trying his best to try to block all you and not make all you know what the reality is, and not wanting all you to, of course, to advance yourselves by, of course, picking up your gauntlet and saying, let me dust my pants and get on with the business, and of course going into the communities and of course telling those persons where the brightest is, that we need much more. I know there are some people who of course are engaged, but that is too few and in between. What we could do, like what I have done, my focus would have been on vocational skills, a fallback, but where there are elements that show academic excellence, like for example, during the course of the MLIO program, over 6,000 youths, they either in the police service, they are in the army, they are at Nidal Marcy, they are on the port, and of course we had one who showed excellent ability, and we got him to be a pilot in the United Kingdom's Air Force. That's what we're talking about. It's too much of them out there. It's 14,000 of them come out of school on top of the 14,000 last year and the 14,000 before that and the 14,000 before that. And Rowley and Ember playing up in their ass and telling us that somehow the unemployment rate is 3%. Who the hell they think they are? So the adults can't get work, and those who just leave school under, let's say, around 18 years, now turning 18, can't get work, can't get the MITAP, YTEP, and so on, don't have enough space for them because it's a cyclical and it's a 6-month program anyway, and you get a stipend. What the hell will happen to them when they leave that 6-month program? What the hell will happen? And of course, that is the same program that they want, of course, of those persons who are disruptive in the classroom. That's the same program they want to go to. So it means, therefore, they are breeding criminals and gangsters. Look what is happening there. Take that and call your mother, call your father, call the community leader and tell him, look what is happening here. 2 scholarships free of charge on the government. In spite of the government trying, of course, to stymie and trying to, of course, emasculate and trying, of course, to hide the fact that the Africans are not doing well. And so they reduced the scholarships from 400 to 100. But still, these people are still dominating because the Africans have not been told and are not being conditioned and are not being focused upon in order to, of course, and they have the same ability, but they're not focused upon in order, of course, to generate. And don't tell me that it can happen. The best lawyer in the 60s and the 70s and the early 80s, African. In fact, I want to tell you that Clinton Bernard, one of the chief justices of Trinidad and Tobago, came from Duncan Street. You know what I say? Theodore Guerra from Mova and Environment, St. Paul Street, and so on. And while, of course, they are singular and maybe too few, we must engage in a massive renaissance, and being eclectic sufficiently, of course, to, of course, pull out those persons with tremendous potential to take themselves to the next levels. And then, of course, those who are not, we must have a program too in order for them to go into as vocational, so they become the best mechanic, the best tailor, the best joiner, the best driver, the best at the level of vocational skills. The best calypsonian, the best steelbandsman. Not no mono talk, not no one-sided focus, no. You have a comprehensive, multifaceted, multidimensional approach to this matter, and get rid of the stigmatization of Laventille and, of course, the East-West corridor from Carenage in the west to, of course, Maloney and La Hoqueta, etc. in the east. In between there, of course, Laventilles, Mova, Sealats, Beetham, etc. Let us not be sidetracked by these people who only about raiding the treasury and suffering us for themselves and their families, and at the same time want to stay out of jail for their, and will think nothing of causing you to go to jail if you would, of course, gone and robbed somebody, or you would have engaged in some blue-collar crime activity. They throw a blind eye to it and say, let the police take its course, let the law take its course, etc. Why is it they believe that they could be in a safe cocoon? Rowley, stop provoking the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Rowley, stop provoking the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You are a betrayer. You are a perfidious individual. And you are clearly, from a long time ago, you should have been charged for treason. People look. Let me rub it in.
This is the foundation. Our rising population needs sound education to be recognized anywhere you go. Have your certificate to show.
President's Medal awardee, Nishka Maharaj, 18, got the award in the category of Business Studies, Creative and Performing Studies, General Studies, Language Studies, and Modern Studies/Humanities and Technical Studies.
President's Medal awardee Riker Harikaran, 18, copped the award in the category of Environmental Studies, Information and Communication Technology, Mathematics, and Natural Sciences.
Let's play it again.
Education, this is the foundation. Our rising population needs sound education to be recognized anywhere you go. Have your certificate to show.
President's Medal awardee, Nishka Maharaj, 18, got the award in the category of Business Studies, Creative and Performing Studies, General Studies, Language Studies, and Modern Studies/Humanities and Technical Studies.
President's Medal awardee Riker Harikaran, 18, copped the award in the category of Environmental Studies, Information and Communication Technology, Mathematics, and Natural Sciences.
Education, this is the foundation. Our rising population needs sound education to be recognized anywhere you go. Have your certificate to show.
President's Medal awardee, Nishka Maharaj, 18, got the award in the category of Business Studies, Creative and Performing Studies, General Studies, Language Studies, and Modern Studies/Humanities and Technical Studies.
President's Medal awardee Riker Harikaran, 18, copped the award in the category of Environmental Studies, Information and Communication Technology, Mathematics, and Natural Sciences.
All my flaws. No, I don't mean to hurt you, but I'm ting no red my paws. Punch a cream and gingerbread, carol singers everywhere. But for the Christmas morning, man, you always disappear. And the days are getting shorter, but the nights are feeling colder.
Yes, people, of course, so we have come to the end. Is 26 minutes past the hour of 10 o'clock. My apology for, of course, keeping you up so late, but it had to be said. And of course, before we start, of course, the ground report tomorrow morning, and of course, before the end of the year, you will get more of this, of course, as we look at critical areas of Trinidad and Tobago, as we prepare for the coming in of Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the UNC, to make certain, of course, that we generate the kind of interest, the kind of paradigm shift that is required. Of course, in the face of the failure, the monumental failure of Dr. Rowley and his bunch of criminals, so who, of course, must face the criminal justice system at the appropriate time. But of course, you, the Africans along the East-West corridor, must know now that you are being used. You are being, of course, hoodwinked. You are being, of course, used as political fodder, political stooges. to facilitate Rowley and they who go away, eating ham, lamb, and jam, the indolence that they are, and of course facilitate them on golf courses, etc. Whilst of course we catch our aunt Nenen, etc., etc., and of course grapple with the multiple murders and the multiple gravitation of our young people to a life of crime, while Rowley and they go away with ham, lamb, jam, and the entire damn treasury. Have a wonderful rest of the night. God bless, and of course don't forget tomorrow morning the ground report. Andy, Mike, and myself will be there, of course, as we facilitate your calls, and I'm sure you would want, of course, to give what I consider to be end of year greetings to family, friends, and others. Have a wonderful one. Have a wonderful one. Bye bye.
They can't do what it for me. Give me love, give me love, give me love. La 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 yo 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 la 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 yo yo yo. La 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 yo 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 yo. Give me love, give me love, give me love. La 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 yo 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 la 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 yo yo yo. La 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 yo 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 yo. Give me love, give me love, give me love.
Ahí, señorita, happy now.
Yes, one Christmas Eve, casually I was walking down the street. One Christmas Eve, casually I was walking down the street. I was attracted by the voice of a little boy as he held his mother's hands, telling her his plans. What do you think the conversation could be? He said, listen mama, I want you to tell Santa Claus to bring a trumpet and a concertina for me. I am lonely, cause there's no children nearby me. Ma, you don't know how happy your son will be. She looked at him very sad as the water filled her eyes, to realize that she hadn't the answer for his prize. She was so worried, yes, so worried and so confused as they strolled along the street.
See a parang sight, so going house to house by people that they know. I joined the band in front by Sharon, and when I reached the door, we started singing this one. Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace and love, joy and celebration. Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace and love, joy and celebration.
I joined the band, not just for Christmas cheer. I hear it a plenty Spanish woman living down here. I looking for wife, me and no shame. So I'm moving with the band, playing the game. Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace and love, joy and celebration. Merry Christmas, everyone. Peace and love, joy and celebration.
Well, I reach and I'm feeling great. Oh yeah, yeah. What a feast. I full up a plate. Oh yeah, yeah. I go sing some parang. Oh yeah, yeah. And I bring the young. Yeah, man. Merry.
Jing-a-ling, jing-a-ling, jing-a-ling-a-ling. Jing-a-ling, jing-a-ling,
last year I spent in China. I had some fun in Chinatown. In front my door, out on the street, I heard music, it was sounding sweet. I look outside to see who was playing. It was some Chinese playing music for me. Wang sing pung pong chang sing wong wang pung wang chong. That's how they song. Ching 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 pang pung sing pung wing wang wong wing. That's how they sing. Chinese parang, Chinese parang, Chinese parang, wang wang wang. Chinese parang, Chinese parang, Chinese parang. Give me just soup like sun.
One time, two time, two time. Oh.
I open my door and invite them in. The leader of the band start introducing. One name Ling Long, he write the song. One name Lin Sing, he kept on singing. Mr. Ping Chang was the main quattro man. Ah Chong and Lee, they were back up for he Pong Sing.
Christmas morning, liming with my friends and family, greeting everyone around, eating, dancing, getting down, spending week Christmas in Guyana, watching all the little children running up and down, playing excitedly with their toys, making sure we get we share of curry, goat and rum, shop the cards and dominoes with the boys. Yes man, there's nothing like the home on Christmas morning. Everybody there soca dancing, masquerade band coming down, Mother Sally prancing wrong, spending week Christmas in Guyana. Merry Christmas! Ginger beer jumping, winding up the boomsy in and out, sneaking in the kitchen to see what grandma cooking, putting something hot inside me mouth. Ow! There's nothing like the home on Christmas morning, garlic pork and black fruit cake baking, plenty sorrel and more beer, ice apple and enough sweet tea, spending week Christmas in Guyana. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
DJ Red X, Red X, the one and only Red X, Red X.
Well, this is a real soca parang, alright? So I want everybody to get together and do something nice. Listen, you ready? Let me go! Red X, it's painting time!
Christmas.
wash up. Parents I coming early morning. Jonah, want me paintbrush, please. I want me brush, give me brush. I want me brush, give me brush. I wanna paint the living room. I wanna paint the bedroom. I wanna paint the furniture. I wanna paint everywhere. I want me brush, give me brush. I want me brush, me same paintbrush.
We ain't come to cause trouble. We